The locations of your favorite Twitter accounts are now out there thanks to a new update from Elon Musk. And guess what? It turns out that social media has been ripe for anonymous accounts to sow strife and conflict into America. Is it proof that X is fake? Or is it Elon's way of saving the midterms? Gather near, everyone. It's time to explain. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fun-filled day here on the Pro Channel. We're happy that you've come our way. Click that like button and let's dive in. It's a very fun day online. And the reason is because, finally, after a decade and more of social media being a very big part of what Americans believe, what they're talking about, what they say, we have found out, discovered, you might say, that many international, you could say foreign influencers, are secretly working behind the scenes to change what Americans believe. And it's all been outed by Elon. Let's dive in. Out of thatparkplace.com, X location update. Elon Musk reveals international influence sowing online discord in America. It says Elon Musk's X has ignited a fresh firestorm by rolling out a new transparency tool that exposes the national location of user accounts. The feature called About This Account is designed to show where an account is based, when it was created, how often its username has changed, and how it's connected to X. In parallel, X has also begun indicating whether an account appears to be using a VPN or proxy. Very quickly, the feature triggered exactly the kind of political and cultural clash you'd expect on X. Once the location label started surfacing, either on profile pages or via the About This Account panel, users began noticing that some of the loudest self-branded American Patriot accounts were not actually based in the U.S. at all. Reporting from outlets including The Guardian, Yahoo News, and others has highlighted politically charged personalities whose profiles suggested a deeply American identity, but whose new location metadata shows that they're in Russia, Nigeria, Eastern Europe, Bangladesh, Thailand, etc. The quartering is all of this says 330,000 followers. It's an Indian person pretending to be a white dude giving advice to other men. The man maker, he says. So there you go, folks. This is what people have been believing. They've been reporting on it. Social media, the stuff that gets said. These people, these journalists, these drive-bys carry it as if it's real life. It never was. It's not. It isn't. And I want to tell you this too. There are those out there right now covering this saying that Twitter has been destroyed. That Elon has destroyed. It's a backlash. It's backfired on him. Twitter is not fake now. X is not fake. Elon Musk, the guy who sends rockets into space, did not self-own on this one. You need to understand, you're not dealing with a guy with a low IQ. He didn't do this and suddenly destroy the social media platform that he built. He's doing it so that he can be above all the others. And he's doing it because he's recognized that these accounts, these disguised individuals who are from other places pretending to be Americans, that they're destroying our political discourse. They're also destroying the discourse of other places as well. They're getting into the UK. They're pretending to be British when they're not. You get the idea. Out of NBC News, it says X's new location transparency feature unleashes questions about the origins of MAGA accounts. What a headline. What a headline. Should we read it? You know it's bogus. Should we read it? Let's read it. Let's do it. The function, which shows that a slew of MAGA-branded accounts are apparently based outside the U.S., also stirred speculative outrage over where the Department of Homeland Security account was created. This is by Angela Yang. It says a new feature on X has stirred confusion. You already know about it. We don't have to tell you about it. Let's get into what it says that is going on here. The issue, and this is where it matters, and this is why they're in a flurry, like a hornet's nest being struck. The journos are afraid Elon has done something that they can't stand. Here's what it's really about. The issue of inauthentic or bot accounts has plagued the platform, formerly Twitter, and other social media sites for over a decade. Perhaps most notably, inauthentic accounts on Twitter and other social media platforms were allegedly used by a Russian government operation in the run-up to the 2016 election in an attempt to influence the outcome. That has almost entirely been debunked. It's been basically debunked. It's basically gone. But they're trying to resurrect this. And the reason, folks, is this makes them unable to do it again. Let me say it again. The drive-bys, the journos, the legacy going extinct dinosaur media. This makes it so difficult for them to run a hoax now. Because nobody cares about Blue Sky, so we're not going to go to Blue Sky. Nobody cares about Threads, so we're not going to go to Threads. Where do you go to find out what's going on in the world? X. And the drive-bys used the disguise of accounts from other places, right? Or pretending the opposite, pretending accounts held by people of a particular political persuasion inside the United States were Russian, because it goes both ways. And the drive-bys now are stuck because these accounts, they can't even use a VPN to fake it. They can't even use, so what Elon Musk has done is he's prevented this paragraph about the 2016 election. He's put sunlight on this. Do you understand this is not about trying to figure out if the dude giving you advice about how to date women is actually from Bangladesh instead, okay? I mean, I love having it. It's fun to talk about, but that's not what this is about at all. This is about Elon Musk setting the tables up now where the lights are on. And when you come to his table, the folks out there are going to know where you're from, which could give some indication as to what you're up to. It says when tech billionaire Elon Musk took over Twitter in 2022, he promised to address the issue of bots on the platform, conducting several purges early in his ownership of the company that took down many accounts. Several studies have shown, however, the suspected inauthentic activity on the platform has remained at persistent levels since Musk bought Twitter. Can I tell you another thing this is preparing for? So you understand what's really going on. This is not X becoming a fake platform. Elon is not trying to make you believe that his own social media place is a terrible place to be. It's also getting ready for AI agents. It's getting ready for AI to be able to post and interact as if it's human. It's getting ready to identify those. That's what this is about. This is a rollout in preparation of that too. And it's all about preventing mass psychosis from forming across the internet from all of these fake nonsense stories going into the next few years. And the way that NBC is trying to spin this is, here's another paragraph. An account that calls itself Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, claimed to be based in Washington, is listed as being based in Africa. Another now deleted account with a Donald Trump-inspired username was listed as being based in Macedonia. Sure, that's probably true. You know why? Because it turns out that people from foreign governments and international locations have an interest in influencing every demographic. So they're going to infiltrate in every way possible. What this article doesn't tell you is that some of those accounts that are, that were so pro-Trump leading up to the election, that now they're sowing discord inside conservatism, right? To try to break it up now and create controversy, conflict, drama all throughout America. Goes always, every way. They've infiltrated. There are accounts that are supporting democratic socialism. There are accounts supporting socialism flat out. It's everywhere. It's in all ways. NBC chooses to be absolutely one-sided, at least for the first 80% of the article. Take a look at this from John Aziz, says, quoting from this account that's located in Bangladesh. I am a Native American. I demand decolonization. Americans are living on stolen land. Their location, Bangladesh. Their account now deleted. Now, is this an account that's being funded by somebody? I don't know. Is it an account that's just somebody in another land trolling? Could be a 13-year-old kid just trolling Americans and seeing how far the crazies will follow. Could be. Don't know, right? You don't know, I don't know. But what we do know is the location gives away, hey, this is not actually who they say they are. Same thing here. Neil Berg has this one, says this account has 1.6 million followers and set the location to being inside Iran. Turns out, when Elon Musk put this out, it's out of Canada. What is this account? Well, you can see here, it's the Iran Military Monitor, and verified since April 2025, based in Canada. What did they say they were? Said previously located in Iran. Why? Well, I guess it gave them, credibility. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to ask them what's going on. Same thing with the Middle East. How much PR has been happening? How much propaganda has been coming out of the Middle East? Ronnie Reyes says this out of the New York Post. New X-location tool exposes fake Gorza accounts taking advantage of war by seeking donations. The new location tool has revealed that a slew of users seeking donations while claiming to be posting from inside Gorza are actually outside the zone and taking advantage of the devastating war. So this is taking a huge hit on the propagandists, on the fraudulent, on the deceivers. Man, you know what we need? We need this on telephones. We need this on phones. We need this when somebody calls your phone and it's coming from outside the United States. I don't care what service you're paying for. I don't care if you're on Sprint. I don't care if you're on Verizon, AT&T. I don't care. You can be on Mint Mobile. Hey, U.S. Congress, I know you clearly don't have enough to do right now. Why don't you get this into law? Let's see who's not for this one. Why don't we make it so that if somebody calls you internationally, that it puts up a warning on the phone? And I'm not telling you it's a warning because we are afraid of taking a phone call from somebody overseas, but I'm telling you, how many of our seniors are deceived by accounts that are coming from Jamaica or coming from India or coming from all kinds, Myanmar, right? How about we declare that from now on? Right there, big and bold on the telly. When you start to answer it, it says, coming from, and gives you the nation. This is a great thing. And would you, if that happened, would you say, well, phones are fake now? No, you wouldn't. Phone calls are not fake. X is not fake. This is setting up something that is tremendously good. And ladies and gentlemen, Elon is such a genius. Now, I don't want to toot his horn too much. I don't want to be the cheerleader that says Elon's brilliant in every possible way, but I do want to tell you, AI is about to be able, Gemini 3.0 is the start of it. AI is about to be able to absolutely sit on a social media account and post on its own. And AI is, the Turing test. They want to talk about the Turing test. Can you pass the Turing test? Well, I guarantee you it's going to pass the Turing test with a lot of people on social media. And what do you want, folks? You want social media to become like 90% fake AI accounts? And the other, 5% of the remaining 10% is a bunch of people pretending to be something they're not from overseas? Here's more examples, by the way, from Tony.x, who says, here's the deal. No, you don't want that. Elon is setting a standard here that is going to seek to make his social media platform, above all other social media platforms, authentic. Real people. Locations known enough without giving away so much that you put people in danger. This is the effort. You need to understand what it is that Elon Musk is doing, because he realizes that part of the way that the drive-bys and those who want to dissuade Americans from believing the things that they believe for so long, one of the ways that they operate is they operate in the shadows through these huge psyops. Now, I also want to say, too, why did Elon just not make everybody known, right? Could have done that. Could have come out and said, no more anonymity. That's what Dr. Peterson was requesting before he became ill, and we wish him very, very well. We want him back. We need him back. Need Dennis Prager, too. But why did Elon not go full bore into saying, yeah, we're going to open the door and no more anonymity, sunlight on everybody? Well, the reason is this. Folks, think about it. Not everywhere in the world is safe. In fact, maybe the majority of places in the world still aren't safe. And you don't go on the interstate. You, the person out there, let's say your neighbor, your neighbor who goes out there and lives a normal life, because we know you do not live a normal life. You have a very unaverage, high IQ, excellent life, but your neighbor, they're just living 9 to 5, right? Your neighbor does not put their address on their vehicle. Fair. Your neighbor does not put their name on their bumper sticker on their car. Fair. Now, why do they not do that? The reason they don't do that is because your neighbor and all of us really recognize that we don't want every single person on the interstate as we're driving to know every detail about us, especially not where we live. And we don't want that because we recognize that in different parts of our lives, we apply different needs of anonymity. And so when you're online on X, if you choose to be anonymous, the desire is for you to be able to have that degree of anonymity lest somebody who dislikes you take this into real life as opposed to words on the internet. And what if you're somebody who is legitimately reporting from behind the lines in enemy territory, and you are reporting, inside one of these danger zones, and suddenly your name is out there? Well, that's a problem. So Elon has wisely elected not to break through and close down anonymity. And by the way, the American Revolution never happens without anonymity. You need it, truly. It's an important part. I mean, look at me. It's an important part of what you need to do, okay? So you don't put all the details out there, but the location set to the nation, okay, where you can see pros out of America, and you can see that the quartering is out of America, and you can see that, all these places, they're out of America. Geeks and Gamers is out of America. But if you go to some of these accounts, they're not. And folks, I'm here to tell you that was the way to handle this. And it's the first step. The next step is to block the AI accounts from pretending to be real people when they're not. And it's going to happen next year. It's got to happen next year. There is very much going on here. The drive-bys are freaking out. They're angry because they live off of this stuff. They live off of these fake accounts. These fraudulent people who pretend to be Americans, they live off of them saying these things, getting engagement, and then, boom, the story comes out. They live off of being able to tell you that this account and this account and this account are Russian accounts when they're not, or when they are, and they say the opposite. They live off of this stuff. They can't stand the daylight. And they also can't stand that this is going to force the other social media platforms to follow suit. It will. Because what Elon Musk has done is he has played the first move in such a way that everybody else will have to come to him, because his platform will now be a place of authenticity, not in the way of authoritarianism where Elon kicks you off the platform if you want to try this, but in the way of everybody's going to know what you're up to when you do it. And that's the way. That's the brilliant way that Elon Musk has made this happen. Kudos to him. There's a lot to fix on X, plenty more to go, but this is a great first step in doing what needs to be done. And hopefully it creates a change all across the various social media platforms. We're not expecting it to go through for bluesky though. Are you really? All right, folks, that's the video for this afternoon. Thank you for being here. We've got way more on the way. We can't wait to bring it to you. More explaining entertainment and keeping you ahead of the culture curve coming up, including tonight, the Pro Show. Be there. We'd love to have you. Folks, until the next time, we have the joy, the honor, and the responsibility of spending time together. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.